What if the anxiety you carry is not fully yours? What if the sleepless nights, the racing heart, the constant tension are echoes of a story that began long before you were born? Across generations, fear and grief can move silently, shaping the body as much as the mind. This is not weakness. This is inheritance. Scientists call it generational trauma, an invisible legacy written into the nervous system and even into the way genes are expressed. And once you see it for what it is, you can begin to interrupt the cycle and create something new. At its core, generational trauma is the survival of one generation written into the bodies of the next. It is not just memory, it is biology. Stress, fear, and silence do not vanish when the danger ends. They shape the nervous system, the way families relate, even the way genes are switched on and off. Children of war survivors may feel alert in safe rooms. Daughters of families marked by violence may carry fear without knowing why. These patterns are not character flaws. They are survival codes. And like any code, once recognized, they can be rewritten. The signs of generational trauma often appear without clear cause. Anxiety that rises even when life feels calm. Hypervigilance, the sense that something bad is always about to happen. Emotional numbness, a flatness where joy feels far away. Boundary struggles, the guilt that comes when you try to say no. Repeating toxic relationships, being drawn again and again to the familiar, even when it hurts. Sleep disturbances and exhaustion, a body trained never to fully rest. And the heavy responsibility of carrying everyone else's pain. These signals are not proof of weakness. They are the body's inherited ways of staying ready, echoes of survival carried forward through time. Science shows why these patterns endure. Trauma does not lock itself into broken genes. It leaves chemical marks that influence how those genes are expressed. This is the field of epigenetics, where life experiences can shape biology across generations. Researchers have found changes in stress response genes in the children and grandchildren of trauma survivors. The nervous system carries vigilance even when the danger is long gone. But here is the hopeful truth. What is written epigenetically is not permanent. With awareness, body-based practices, and safe relationships, those signals can soften. The same biology that remembers pain can also learn safety. Many people try to heal, but unknowingly reinforce the cycle. They ignore the body's signals, silencing the tight jaw, the shallow breath, the restless nights. They focus only on the mind, using logic or affirmation, while the nervous system stays stuck. They keep family silence alive, avoiding the truths that most need to be spoken. They confuse symptoms with flaws, believing anxiety or fatigue means something is broken. In reality, these patterns are evidence of adaptation. Once you see them for what they are, you open the door to change. And once these mistakes are seen clearly, the question becomes, how do we break free? The truth is this: no single practice has been proven to erase generational trauma completely. The field is still young and complex, because inherited patterns are shaped by biology, family, and culture together. What we do have are research-based methods that show real benefits for symptoms of trauma, including those that echo across generations. These practices are not magic fixes, but they are powerful ways to soften old survival codes and create space for change. One of the most powerful entry points is family reflection and narrative rewriting. Trauma often hides in silence, in stories never told. When a family story is spoken or reshaped, what once felt heavy can begin to release. Choose one memory of loss or fear and retell it with resilience at its center. Say aloud, "This family has also carried strength." This simple act reframes the past and opens the possibility of a different future. That leads us to journaling, a practice that works on the same principle but at a personal level. Putting inherited beliefs on paper allows the nervous system to see them from a distance instead of being ruled by them. Then add a new ending, even a single sentence that changes the script. Right. And now we can also choose rest and joy. Each repetition teaches the body that survival is not the only path, that safety is also possible. Still, trauma is not only held in words, it is carried in the body. That is why somatic pendulation matters. It trains the nervous system to move between memory and safety without being trapped. Bring to mind one painful family moment, then shift gently to a memory of warmth or connection. Move slowly between the two until both can coexist. This practice teaches your body that remembering does not have to mean reliving. But many people find that even when the body begins to soften, the inner voice remains harsh. That is where compassionate inner dialogue becomes vital. The critic you hear may echo the wounded voices of generations before you. Close your eyes, picture that voice, and respond with kindness. Say, "You did enough. You are enough." Each time you do, the climate inside becomes less hostile, more forgiving. Finally, some journeys require a safe guide. This is why therapeutic support is so powerful. Trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, often called CBT, eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, known as EMDR, somatic therapies, and family-based approaches all provide structured ways to loosen inherited patterns. Therapy is not about erasing the past. It is about transforming your relationship with it. In the presence of a trusted professional, survival codes that once felt permanent can begin to release. Breaking inherited trauma is not about erasing history. It is about transforming the way it lives in you. When old survival codes soften, space opens for something new to be passed forward. Healing yourself also frees your children from carrying what never belonged to them. This is how resilience becomes the legacy instead of pain. If you recognize yourself in these patterns, there is a way to see them more clearly. In just 3 minutes, you can discover your personal anxiety profile and uncover which hidden patterns are shaping your mind and body. Take the science-based quiz and find your next step toward breaking free. Click the link in the pinned comment or in the description and take the quiz now.